Cade, your biggest advice to this team so far this week has been what about this opponent?
That's a really good question. I don't know. We're just trying to, put ourselves in the game every single rep in practice, and that game there's no do-overs, so we're trying to emulate that in practice for us. And every single rep matters, even if it's practice.
And I would think you're taking maybe a little bit of census to see if that's actually happening among your teammates and stuff. What have you been pleased with the attention you've seen out there?
Yeah, no, I think we're good. I think we've had a good week of practice so far. Still some things to clean up so far, and we're going to get that done before Saturday. But we've done good up to this point.
Last year, this was the opener. This year, 14. Do you think that's an advantage for you guys this year in the sense that you had to break in the quarterback, you had to break in the lineman, you had a chance to kind of get your legs under you a little bit, and last week before the confidence boost?
I don't know. No, I don't really think so. I think they had to break in a quarterback too, and they got good players. We got good players, so I think we can play them in the parking lot and still be a good game.
Cade Martin's talking about how he loves to on the road. He likes like that Dylan kind of mantra. Are you like that too, or is it not nice?
I just like to play ball anywhere. I really could care less, to be honest with you.
How much have you seen Kyle? This is kind of a obtuse question. How much have you seen Kyle improve from day one as a starter until through last week and now, from the standpoint of a starter but also a leader? What stands out about the progress he's made in that regard?
He's done a really good job. Like anybody in the world, once you know, hey, you're our guy, just naturally you become more of a leader just like that.
Yeah.
And I think he's done a really good job. I think last week it was really good for him, really good for the team. He's starting to hit his stride at the right time, and hopefully we're starting to hit ours.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you know what I'm talking about there. You want to feel like, I would think, as an offensive player and even as a team, y'all don't huddle, but you want to feel like that guy is ready for the moment, right?
Yeah. I think there's no doubt about it. I think he's ready for the moment.
The thing everybody talks about with Kyle is his poise. Is that something you noticed at some point along the way, that his poise, composure was something that stood out?
Yeah, I think he's all around good person, all around good guy to play for and play with. So, yeah, I get you want to call it poise, you want to call it composure. Yeah, I think he has all the above.
Could you talk about this offseason running with the skilled players, kind of changing your body a little bit? Now that you're 3 games in, how does it feel for you running in space? Does it feel different than it did previous years? You're lighter, seem a little bit faster. So it kind of helps you in those aspects of it. But then again, just kind of comes down to coming down with the ball and making the most of it when you can get it.
Okay, those last 8 minutes of the second quarter last week, was that proof to you guys what can happen if you guys are all hitting on on the same page, same cylinders? You know what I'm talking about. What did that prove, I guess, to the team about what y'all are capable of?
Yeah, I think that just shows if we can put the pieces together and put them together at the right time, we can do some good things. But we got to make sure we're still clicking on all cylinders, and there's no time to take a breath of fresh air and relax. It's pedal to the metal, and those are the grindstone here.
And keep throwing the ball to 8.
If I'm open.
I'm messing with you.
Do you prefer to play on turf or grass?
I like playing on grass myself. I think my high school field is grass, so it seems to be less injuries on grass too, so that's always a good thing for everybody.
And what drew you to the defensive position?
What's that?
What drew you to the defensive position?
Oh, God, absolutely nothing. They said I might be good at it, and now here I am.
That's a long story we got coming.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
You don't have that much time, trust me. I don't either.
batteries.
Cade, just with this defense that Notre Dame has, what are the biggest things that you see that you guys are going to need to do well in order to have success against them?
They play hard, good defense, coach very well. A lot of credit to those guys, but we just every play you got rules, so it doesn't matter what somebody throws at you. You got your rules. You got to do this. You got to do that. And at the end of the day, it's going to come down to who moves the line of scrimmage. So if we can move the line of scrimmage, we'll be in good shape. If they move the line of scrimmage, we're going to be involved for a dogfight.
Did you watch them on video this week? Is there anything that looks a little bit different about their defense? Are they a little more aggressive now? Obviously that was the first year of Marcus Freeman and his staff last year, but is there anything that, from a nuance standpoint, they've kind of changed?
I think
that you can talk about, I guess.
I think I think last year they played hard. I think this year they played really, really hard again. It's just going to come down to finishing the last 20% of that play, and who finishes the last 20% really.
Of the games they've played so far, what is the game that's caught your eye or that you've focused on that's most like, what they may play against y'all? Was it North Carolina State? I mean, or do y'all even break it up like that?
No, we break it. I mean, we break down every game.
Yeah.
We watched last year's film and see how they attacked us, how we attacked them, and just take bits and pieces from them, who they played this year, and just try and put together a good game plan. I think we have that.
Marv was saying that he played with an injured ankle last year. Have you seen anything different from him in terms of the explosion now that he is fully healthy this year?
When last year he played?
Yeah.
God, I don't remember. Jeez, I don't know. Everybody's playing with a sprained ankle. No, but yeah, I mean, he's Marvin, as you see on Saturday. It's a really, really good player. I never really saw much of a life explosion though from him ever. But maybe he did have an ankle. I don't know.
Is it great seeing Javante hit his side of things watching film?
Yeah, I mean, Javante, good kid, good player, but then again, really doesn't matter if I know him or not, to be honest with you.
When you were a young guy, maybe not a little guy even then, but when you were a young guy, well, these are the kind of games you definitely wanted to watch on television. You understand what I'm saying? Ohio State and Notre Dame, that kind of premier one. And what is it like knowing you're playing in something like that? I mean, obviously you've done that already with big-time games, but everybody's going to be watching. You want to see what this Ohio State team is really all about, right?
Right.
And what was it like watching those games now, and what's it like being in them?
God, to be honest with you, sometimes you get so focused on doing everything else that you don't really think about that. But if you do sit back and take a breath and think about that, yeah, I mean, it's kind of 10 years ago, you'd be like, God, I'd kill to play in this game. Now you're here, so trying to make the most of it, really. But it's definitely a good feeling.
When you guys are going into a road environment for a big game like this, as team captain, kind of what's the biggest message to the younger guys on the team?
It's the same game we played since we were 6 years old, growing up in the backyard. You can't make it bigger what it is, but you also can't minimize anything about it. So it's a fine line you walk there, but you can't play uptight, you can't play nervous.
Cade, Coach Hartline was saying there was like a battle royale between the teams. You might be the last guy standing. So like toughness and everything, physicality is not a problem with you. Like blocking, what is the biggest thing about blocking in your opinion?
Blocking's like a fist fight. I mean, sometimes you want to get whacked, and then other times, hopefully, you do the majority of it. But regardless, it's really going to come down. Like I try to look at it like a Rocky movie, really. Like, I mean, every single movie that dude's getting his ass busted, but he always comes back. He's always back up. You know what I mean? At the end of it, so realistically, I'm going to take my shots. They're going to take their shots, and I might get it a few times, but I'm sure I'm going to get everything I got like a few times too.
You have music going off in the back of your head?
What's that?
You have music going off in the back of your head like Rocky?
Love Rocky music. The training montage in Russia is not.
Yeah.
I mean, what more do you want?
All right, Cade, thank you so much.
Thanks, Cade.
Spoken like the Buckeye freshman. Oh, I don't think he knows the shoe. The captain said it's something that he said like 3 weeks.
Should be, yeah, so everything works out.
So all the end of it, but do you consider
Yeah,
future on the fun?
everything works out right, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
No start.
Well, it's not going to be that dark.